be back by Monday. How's Sunday for you? Right then. My wife will make you a margarita that will make your hair stand on end. Sunday it is then. Goodbye. Paulina? Oh, there you are. I'm so sorry I'm late. It was just that there was just this guy and then I got a flat tire.
Who was it?
Nothing serious. But it must have gotten cold. I'm so sorry.
We can heat it up. As long as you've got something to celebrate, Magnus. You do have something to celebrate.
Well, that depends on you. Do you know what this is? This is the son of a bitch that gave me a flat. And do you know what any normal man does when he gets a flat? He goes to his trunk and he gets out the spare. If the spare isn't flat too, that is. If his wife happened to fix the spare.
His wife. Always got to be the wife who has to fix everything.
I'm not in the mood for arguing, but we had agreed that
you were supposed to fix it. I take care of the house and you take
you
care of the
never asked for help. But afterwards you complain.
Don't complain.
This is an absurd discussion. What are we fighting about? I don't even know what we're fighting about.
We're not fighting, darling. You accused me not fixing your spare, and I told you quite reasonably that
Hold it right there. That you didn't fix the spare. Our spare. Okay, that's up for discussion. But there is another little matter. The jack.
What jack?
Right. What jack? You know, where did you put the jack? To jack the...
You need a jack to hold up the car?
What the hell did you do with the jack?
I gave it to Mother.
To your mother?
Loaded, yes.
You gave it to your mother?
Yes.
And may I ask why?
Yes, you may. Mom was driving down south and really needed it while
I can go fuck myself.
No.
Yes. I get a telegram and I have to go to the president in the most important meeting of my life. And there he was, lying in the road for me, waiting. Luckily for me, on my way back. And there I was in the middle of the road, without a spare and without a jack.
You see, you always manage to fix things up, Gerardo. Was she pretty at least? Sexy?
I already said it was a man.
You said nothing of the kind.
Why do you always assume there's a woman?
Why indeed? I really wonder why. Nice, the man who...
Well, great guy. I invited him over for, well, lucky for me then, that he...
You see, Gerardo, everything always turns out right for you. Whilst Mom, on the other hand, you can be sure if she had a flat, some weird person was going to stop. You know how she attracts the weirdest sort of...
You can't imagine how ecstatic it makes me feel to picture your mother exploring the South with my jack, free of all worries. While I had to stand there for hours.
No exaggerating.
45 minutes. Exactly 45. You know what I began to do? Started waving my arms in the air so that to see if someone would stop. But no one stopped. The cars were passing by. Have we forgotten what solidarity is in this country? Lucky for me that this guy, Roberto, has stopped. I invited him over for Sunday. How's that?
Sunday's fine.
As we're shortening these holidays a little bit, going back on Monday, at least I am.
So the president named you?
He named me.
The peak of your career.
Well, I wouldn't call it peak. At least I am, or after all, I am the youngest of those named.
Right. When you're appointed Minister of Justice, that would be the peak, huh?
That certainly doesn't depend on me.
Did you tell her that?
Who?
Your good Samaritan.
Oh, you mean Roberto Miranda? Well, I hardly know the man, and besides, I haven't yet decided.
You've decided?
I said that I'd tell him tomorrow. You know...
The president? You said that to the president?
To the president. I told him that I needed some more time to think it over.
I don't see what you have to think over. Gerardo, you've made your decision. You know you have. It's what you've been working on for all these years. Why pretend that...
Because first you have to say yes.
Well then, yes.
That's not the yes I need.
Well, it's the only yes I've got.
I've heard others. If I am to accept this job, I need to know that you are supporting me, that you are behind me. If you were to have a relapse, then that could leave me.
You said that to the president? That your wife might have some problems?
He doesn't know. Nobody knows. Not even your mother knows.
There are people that know.
I'm not talking about those kinds of people, Paulina. I'm talking about the fact that we never made it public. As we never denounced the things that
Only if the result is death, huh?
Paulina, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
This commission you named to. It only investigates crimes that result in death, huh?
The commission is established to investigate human rights violations that ended in death or the presumption of death, yes.
Only the most serious?
The idea is that if we can throw light on the most severe crimes, then other abuses will also come to light.
Only the most serious?
Let's say the cases. Let's say beyond repair.
Beyond repair? Irreparable, huh?
Paulina, I don't like to talk about this.
I don't like to talk about it either.
But we'll have to talk about it, won't we? If I am to listen to all the evidence, to investigate all the victims, and I come home here and you wouldn't want me to keep that all inside it, what if you knew how much it still hurts me? If you knew how much I love you?
Yes, is that yes you want?
That is the yes I wanted.
Find out everything, promise me you can.
Everything we can. We'll go as far as we're
allowed.
Limited. Let's say we're limited, but there is so much we can do. We will publish our own conclusions. There will be an official report. Everything will be established objectively. And there will be no way to deny the things that has happened to us.
And then, when we've listened to the crimes, when we've denounced them, what happens to the criminals?
Well, that depends on the courts and the judges, and they will become a cop. They will get the copy of the report.
The judges? The judges? The same judges who never saved one life in 17 years of dictatorship? Judge Gerardo, who told that poor woman who was looking for her missing husband that he'd probably grown tired of her and run off with some other woman? What did he call them? A judge? A judge? What, those judges?
Paulina.
What are you talking
Paulina, that is enough. Paulina, that is enough. And what if it was you there, on the road, all alone, without a spare and without a jack? You there, all alone, and the cars passing by, the lights, like a train.
Probably that same Miranda would stop.
Yeah, not everyone's a son of a bitch, right?
No, not everyone.
I invited him over for Sunday.
Sunday's fun. I was frightened. When I heard the car and I saw it wasn't yours.
But there was no danger.
No. The president, you already said yes to the president, didn't you? Before you asked me? Or are you going to start your work on the commission with a lie?
I didn't want to hurt you.
So you already accepted, didn't you? Before you asked me? The truth, Gerardo.
Yes. I said I'd do it. Yes, before asking. Paulina, calm down. All right, I'll take care, okay? Just calm. I I'm coming. Oh God, it's you. You scared the shit out of me.
Oh, excuse me, I thought you'd still be up celebrating.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please come in. It's just that we haven't gotten used to it.
Oh, used to?
Well, democracy. That someone knocks on your door in the middle of the night and it's a friend, then...
No, one of those bastards, yes. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we keep our voices down a little bit, my wife has been...
Of course. I just thought that I'd...
But sit down, please.
Oh, no, please. Then it's over for a short visit. Fine.
Please sit.
Only for a minute. No more than a minute. Well, you must be asking yourself why this sudden visit. I was driving back to my beach house in my car.
Can I offer you a drink?
Oh, no thanks.
Well, on Sunday you can have one of my wife's margaritas, but I do possess a cognac that is quite magnificent.
Team seaweed.
Ah, that's more like it.
So, I'm listening to the radio in my car, and suddenly it hit me. I heard your name on the news. The list of names the president has chosen for his investigating commission. And they say Gerardo Escobar. And I thought to myself, that sounds familiar, but who, what? It kept on going around in my head. I couldn't remember who you were till I got back to my house. And then I remembered we have your spare tire in the trunk of my car. You need it patched up by tomorrow, right? And you want to know the real truth?
I can't wait.
I thought to myself, this man is doing something really essential for the honor of the nation, so this country can shut the door on the divisions and hatreds of the past. And I thought, here's the last time he's going to be free of worries for who knows how many months, right? You're going to have to go up and down this country of ours, listening to thousands of people, and don't tell me that...
Well, I wouldn't, that is certainly true, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that.
Well, and I thought it was the least I can do. Drive over, leave the spare, so you don't have to phone out for a taxi or tow truck. I mean, who even has a phone out here, right?
Tomorrow would have been fine.
Tomorrow? You managed to get your car. No spare. Then you have to set out and find me. No, my friend. And then I thought, I might as well offer to fix it for you with my jack. What happened to your jack?
My wife. She gave it to her mother.
To her mother?
To her mother. But you know women.
All too well, Escobar. The last mystery. We are going to explore all the frontiers, my friend. And still have the unpredictable female soul. You know what Nietzsche once wrote? I think it was Nietzsche. You can never entirely possess a woman. Well, maybe it wasn't Nietzsche, but Nietzsche would have said it if he'd been stuck on a weekend road without a jack.
And without a spare.
And without a spare, which cinched it. I'm going to go with you. We'll fix it in the morning.
Well,
Done.
I feel like
I won't hear another word. I happen to like to help people. I'm a doctor. I told you, didn't I? But don't get it in your head. I only help important people.
If you knew what you got yourself into, you would have stomped the accelerator straight to the floor, right?
Through the floor. No, really, it's no trouble. In fact, it's an honor. In fact, you don't know the real reason I came today? I came to congratulate you, to tell you you are exactly what this country needs, so we can find out the truth once and for all.
What this country needs is justice.
Well, that's just what I was about to say. Even if these criminals can never be put on trial because they're covered by this amnesty they gave themselves, at least their names can be known and published.
Those names are to be kept secret.
No,
We're not here to investigate the authors of crimes.
No, imagine this. In this country, finally, everything out in the open. Their children, their grandchildren. They'll say, is it true you did this? You did what they're accusing you of? And they'll have to lie. They'll say it's slander, it's a communist conspiracy. But the truth will be written all over them and their children, their very own children. We feel disgust and sorrow. It's not like jail, but...
Maybe someday.
Maybe if the citizens of this country get angry enough, you may even be able to revoke the amnesty.
Well, you know that's not possible.
I'm for killing the whole bunch of them.
I hate to disagree with you, but the death penalty has never solved any of the problems that we...
Gerardo, we have to disagree. Some people don't deserve to be alive, but anyway, you're gonna have quite a problem.
More than one. The army, for instance, they're going to oppose the investigation from the beginning. They told the president that it was an insult and dangerous, yes, dangerous, to open old wounds. You know, the president, he went away anyways. I thought he was gonna get cold feet, but he didn't.
That's just my point. When you said the names wouldn't be known, published, well, maybe you're right. We'll never find the son of bitches who did this. Maybe we'll never know who they are. The group forms a sort of...
Mafia.
Yes, a mafia. They've got each other's backs, and they don't give out names. If you people try and get the armed forces to give testimony, they're not going to come. They're going to laugh. They're going to say, fuck you. Maybe this thing with the kids and the grandkids, it's nothing but a fantasy, eh? Maybe you're right. It's not going to be as easy as I thought. It's what I'm really getting at, you know.
Well, we're limited, but not that limited. At least we can expect some kind of moral sanction, some justice from the courts.
Yes.
But you know, it's not going to be that difficult either. The president has told me, and this stays between us, of course.
Of course.
The president, he told me that people are ready to make statements. And you know, when the statements start coming, the confessions come, and the names are gonna flow like water.
Escobar, I wish I could share your optimism, but there will be some things we will never know, eh?
Perhaps.
Well, look, it's getting late. Oh god, it's 2 o'clock. Look, I'll pick you up tomorrow morning, say at 9.
Well, why don't you stay over unless you got someone waiting?
Well, not a soul, but really.
Well, if you're alone.
I'm not alone.
Well, then.
No, my wife and kids, they've gone off to her mother's of all places. And I've got patients waiting. No, really, it's fine.
You ain't got no patience back at your beach house, right?
I like being alone. I came to help, not be a bother. I'll be back tomorrow, say it.
I won't hear of it. You are staying. You're what? 20 minutes
40
away?
40 minutes by coast road.
Well, that settles it then. And my wife, she will be delighted. You will see the breakfast she makes for us.
That convinced me. Breakfast. Look, we don't even have milk at our house. His wife's gone and everything.
Well, why don't you take the guest room in there and then to the left?
Thank you.
The only thing I'm not able to give you is a toothbrush, but I suppose you could lend mine.
Of the 2 things you never share, my friend, one of them is your toothbrush. Good night.
Right. Good night.
Good morning, Dr. Miranda, isn't it? Dr. Miranda. You know, I wanted to be a doctor too. I didn't get my diploma. I didn't get too far with my studies. I'm sure it won't take a colossal effort of the imagination on your part to wonder why. Lucky for me, there was Gerardo. He was, well, I wouldn't exactly say he was waiting for me, but he still loved me. So I never had to go back to university. Lucky for me, because I felt phobia wouldn't be the right word, a certain apprehension towards medicine. But life is never over until it's over, as they say. So I thought it wouldn't be a good idea to ask to be readmitted, sign up again. I hope that you don't mind that for the time being, this must remain a monologue. But you'll have your say, Doctor. You can be sure of that. I just don't want to remove this gag, you call it, don't you? Well, not until Gerardo wakes up. But I should be getting him up. Did you know I called the Graef on the payphone? They'll be about to arrive. The real truth is that you look slightly bored. I took this out of your car. I took the liberty. Mind if we listen to some Schubert whilst I make breakfast? A nice breakfast? Death and the Maiden? Do you know how long it's been since I last listened to this quartet? When I hit on the radio, I turned it off. But one night, we were dining with, and they're extremely important people, well, our hostess decided to put on a piano sonata, and I thought, do I turn it off, or do I leave? But my body decided for me, and I felt extremely ill right there and then. So Gerardo had to take me home, and we left them sitting there listening to Schubert, and nobody had known what made me so ill. So I hope they won't play that anywhere I go. Any Schubert at all. Strange, isn't it? When he used to be, and I really would say he still is, my favorite composer. Such a sad, noble sense of life. But I told myself there'd come a time for me to revive him. Take him from the grave, so to speak. And just standing here, listening to him with you, I know I was right. That so many things are going to change from now on, won't they? To think I was on the verge of throwing out my whole Schubert cassette. Crazy. Isn't this quartet marvelous, my love? And now, I'll be able to listen to my Schubert again. Maybe even attend a concert like I used to. Did you know that Schubert was homosexual? But of course you did. You were the one who kept repeating it over and over again whilst you played Death and the Maiden. Is this the very cassette? Or do you buy a new one every year to keep the sound pure? Good morning, my love. Sorry.
What is this? What in the hell?
Don't touch him.
What the hell is going on?
Don't touch him.
Put the gun down, Paulina.
It's him.
Put it down.
It's him.
Who?
The doctor.
What doctor?
The doctor who played Schubert.
The doctor who played Schubert?
That doctor.
How do you know?
The voice.
But you said that through all those...
Blindfolded, yes. But I could still hear.
You're sick.
I'm not sick.
You're sick.
Oh, right then, I'm sick. But I can be sick and still recognize the voice. You think I forget a voice like this?
A voice. A vague memory of someone's voice is not
It may be a teensy weensy thing, but it's enough for me. All those years, not a moment has passed that I haven't heard it. That voice mixed with saliva. That voice next to my ear. This bitch can take a bit more. Give it to her. But what if the cunt dies on us? She's not even near fainting. Give it to her. Up a notch.
Paulina, I'm asking you to put the gun down.
No.
While you pointed at me, there is no possible dialogue.
On the contrary, if I stop pointing at you, all dialogue will automatically disseminate. If I stop pointing at you, you'll use your strength to win the argument.
Paulina, I want you to know that what you are doing is going to have serious consequences.
Serious, huh? Irreparable, huh?
Yes, it could be irreparable. Dr. Miranda, I have to ask for forgiveness.
Don't you dare ask for forgiveness from this piece of shit. You see those hands? Those hands over there?
Paulina, untie him.
No.
Well then, I'll do it. Paulina, don't shoot! Don't shoot that thing off! You can't do this.
When are you going to stop telling me what I can and can't do. You can't do this. You can do this. Well, I did.
In front of a judge.
Judge.
Yes, a judge. However cowardly or corrupt, the only thing we can accuse him of is to stop on the road for a man with a broken down car and helping me home here and...
Oh, that reminds me. The man from the garage will be here any moment.
What?
When I went to hide a good Samaritan's car early this morning, I went to a public payphone and told them that we needed them early. So, you better get dressed. They'll be about to arrive.
Paulina, try and be reasonable.
You be reasonable. They never did anything to you.
Of course they did things. Of course they did things. But we're not competing for some kind of horror prize. God damn it. Try and be reasonable. Even if this doctor, this man is that doctor from those terrible events. He isn't, okay? There is no way he is. Even if he was, okay? You can't just bind him up here for hours and...
Oh, he's coming, he's coming. It's the tow truck. I also took his jack.
You stole his jack?
That way Mother can keep ours.
Are you aware that I could go to the police?
I doubt you do that. You believe too much in the power of your own persuasion. Besides, if the police do show their noses up here, I'll put a bullet straight through this man's head. You do know that, don't you? And then I'll put the gun in my mouth and pull the trigger.
Lena? You're unrecognizable. How can you be this way? How can you talk this way?
Tell him, Doctor, what he could have possibly done to me so I would be this crazy.
Paulina, I want you to tell me exactly what it is you intend to do.
Not me. You and me. We're going to put this man on trial. You and me. Or is your famous investigating commission going to do it? Aren't we cozy here? Like this? Like two old pensioners sitting on a bench in the sun. Hungry? You want to eat? Things aren't that bad. You hungry? You want to eat? I'll give you something big and filling so you can forget you're hungry. You don't know anything about Gerardo, do you? I mean, you never knew a thing. I never breathed his name. Your colleagues, they'd ask me, of course. With that twat, little lady. Don't tell me you've got no one to fuck you, little lady. Tell us, who's been fucking you, little lady? But I never gave them his name. Strange how things turn out. If I'd given them Gerardo's name, he wouldn't have been assigned to any investigation commission, but would be one of the names that some other judge was investigating. And I'd be in front of the commission to tell them how I met Gerardo. In fact, I met him right after the military coup, helping people seek asylum in embassies, saving lives with Gerardo, smuggling people out of the country so they wouldn't be killed. I was wild and fearless back then, willing to do anything. I can't believe I didn't have an ounce of fear in my whole body at that time. How was it? Was it not easy to fix?
You are going to listen to me.
But haven't I always listened to you?
Sit down. I want you to sit down, and I want you to really listen to me. Thank you. You know that I have spent many years of my life defending the law. And if there was one thing that revolted me with the past regime...
We call them fascists?
Don't interrupt. If there was one thing that revolted me with the past regime, it was that they accused so many men and women, that they forged evidence, that they hid evidence, and they never let the accused have any chance of defending themselves. So even if this man committed genocide fight on a daily basis. He has the right to defend himself.
But I have no intention of denying him that right, Gerardo. In fact, I'll give you all the time you need to talk to your client in private. I was just waiting for you to come back so we can start this in an orderly, official fashion. You should know, Doctor, that everything you say will be recorded.
Paulina, shut up! What? Let me say what it is. What?
He wants water, Gerardo.
Escobar! This is inexcusable! I will never forgive you as boss!
Nothing like good fresh water, eh, Doctor? Beats drinking your own piss.
I don't know you!
Hold on. Stop right there. Let's see if this thing is working. Ready. It's recording everything marvelously. We already have a statement about forgiveness. It's Dr. Miranda's opinion here that it is inexcusable that he'll never forgive as long as he lives. Tying someone up for a few hours. Holding that person prisoner for a few hours. Agreed. More.
Mother, I do not know you. I've never met you before in my life. I can tell you this, you're extremely ill, she's almost prototypically shy. But you, Escobar, you, sir, are not ill. You're a lawyer, a defender of human rights. Your case is different. You know what you're doing. What you must do is untie me now. You know what this is. Every moment you let this go on, you're more of an accomplice to this abuse.
Who?
There will be consequences, Escobar.
Who are you threatening?
I'm not threatening.
Threatening? Yes, you were. Now let's get this clear, Doctor. Threat time is over. Out there, you bastards may still get me in control, but in here, for now, I'm in command. Now is that clear?
I have to go to the bottom.
Piss or shit? Piss or shit?
Paulina! Dr. Miranda, she has never talked like this in her life.
The doctor's used to this sort of language. Come on, Doctor. Front or rear?
Standing up.
Untie him, Gerardo. I'll take him.
Of course not. I'll take him.
I'll take him. Now, come on, don't look at me like that. It's not like it's the first time that the doctor has shown his instrument out in front of me. Come on. Untie him. Stand up. The one you're pissing all over, bro. Tie him up again. Tighter, Gerardo.
Enough!
We must talk.
And who's stopping you?
Alone.
Why? The doctors used to discuss everything about
Paulina, try and be a little bit less difficult, okay? I need to talk to you in private. What are you trying to do, woman, with these insane acts?
I already told you. Put him on trial.
Put him on trial? What do you mean, put him on trial? We can't use their methods. We're different. To seek vengeance in this...
This is not vengeance. I'm giving him more guarantees than he ever gave me. Not one. Him and his colleagues.
And these colleagues? Are you gonna kidnap them and take them back here and bind them up and then you're...
I'd have to know their names for that, wouldn't I?
And then what? Are you going to...
Kill them? Kill him? Well, considering he didn't kill me, I don't think it'd be
Well,
fair
that
if
is good to know, Paulina. Because you would kill me too. I'm warning you that if you intend to kill that man, you will have to kill me first.
Would you mind calming down? I don't have the slightest intention of killing anyone. Certainly not you. But as usual, you don't believe me.
But then what? What are you gonna do to him? With him? Are you gonna... And all this because 15 years ago, someone...
Someone what? What did they do to me, Gerardo? You never wanted to say it.
Say
it now.
How was I going to when you never did?
Say it now.
I only know what you told me that night when they... When they...
Say it now.
They tortured you. Now you say it.
They tortured me. And what else? What else did they do to me?
They raped you?
How many times?
I don't know how many times. You didn't count, you said.
It's not true.
What's not true?
That I didn't count. I always kept count. I know how many times. And when I came to you that night, when I told you, when I started to tell you, what did you swear you'd do to them when you found them? Someday, my love, we're going to put these bastards on trial. Your eyes will be able to rove. And I remember that exact phrase because I thought it was so poetic. Your eyes will be able to rove over each one of their faces whilst they listen to your story. We'll do it. You'll see that we will. So now, Gerardo, who's going to listen to me now?
That was 15 years ago.
Who's going to listen to my accusations against the doctor? Who, Gerardo? Your commission?
My commission? What commission? Thanks to you, we might not be able to investigate any crimes at all. And I will have to resign.
Always so melodramatic. Your brow gets all furrowed up in wrinkles that make you look 10 years older. And when people see your photograph in the newspaper, they will believe that you're the youngest member of the commission.
Paulina, are you deaf? I said I'd have to resign.
I don't see why.
You don't see why. But the rest of the country will see why, especially those who don't support the investigation from the beginning will see why. A member of the President's Commission, supposed to be an exemplar of good morals and equanimity.
We're going to suffocate from so much equanimity.
And objectivity. That this very man has allowed an innocent human being, yes, innocent, to be bound up in his own house and tormented. Are you aware of how the newspapers who supported the Pihl regime are going to use this to maybe even destroy the commission? You want the times back. You want the times back, Paulina, when they dictated our lives, when they decided about life and death. You want those times back. Because if that's what you want, that is exactly what you are going to get. You want to scare them so they come back so we never hurt them again?
Oh, my little man. You do fall for every trick in the book, don't you? Gerardo, you had my promise, as solemn as it can be, that this is a private trial and won't affect you or the commission. Do you really think I'd do anything to trouble the commission? To stop you from finding the bodies of the missing prisoners? How they were executed? Where they were killed? But the members of the commission only deal with those that are dead. With those that can't speak. And I can speak! It's been years since I even murmured a word. I haven't uttered a word of what I'm thinking. Years living in the terror of my own. But I'm not dead. I thought I was, but I'm not. And I can speak, damn it! So for God's sake, let me have my say, and believe me when I tell you that none of this is going to be made public.
Even then, I would have to resign, and the sooner the better.
Even if no one knew about this?
Yes.
Because of your mad wife, who was mad because she stayed silent and is now mad because she can speak?
Amongst other reasons, yes, if the truth even matters to you anymore.
The real truth, huh? Could you wait just a moment? Don't like our hospitality? Want to leave so soon, bitch? You won't have so much fun outside as you'll have with me. Tell me you'll miss me. At least tell me that. It's not only the voice I recognize, Gerardo. It's a skin and a smell. Suppose I was able to prove, beyond a shadow of doubt, that this man is guilty. Would you still want to set him free?
Even more reason to set him free. Look at what you're doing. You're punishing for your own passion. You're punishing on your own. There are a lot of people in this country, Paulina, with their own crimes that have to be investigated, with their own problems. And now all those people can go screw themselves. The whole return to democracy can go screw itself.
Nobody's going to get screwed. Nobody doesn't even...
Well, for nobody to know, you would have to kill him. And then you are getting screwed, and he's getting screwed, and I'm getting screwed, and... Paulina, free the man. Free the man for your own good. For us. For the country.
And me? What I need? Look
at you, Paulina. You are still a prisoner. You stayed there behind in that basement. For 15 years, you've done nothing with your life. Not a thing. And now when you finally have the possibility of letting it go, you go back there and you open all the wounds. Paulina. Isn't it time we...
Forgot? You're asking me to forget?
Free yourself from them.
Let him go, so that he can come back in a few years' time?
Let him go, so he will never come back.
Right. And we'll see him at the Tavelli, and we'll smile at him, and he'll introduce us to his lovely new wife, and we'll shake hands and we'll talk about how lovely it is this time of year.
No need to smile, but yes, that is basically what we do. And start to live, yes!
Look, Gerardo, I suggest for you to compromise.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Compromise? An agreement? A negotiation? Everything in this country is done by consensus, isn't it? Isn't this what this whole transition is about? You get democracy, but they keep care of the economy and the armed forces. Your commission can investigate your crimes, but nobody's punished for them. You get the freedom to say anything you want, as long as you don't say anything you want. You want this man freed without bodily harm, and would you like to know what I want?
I would love to know what you want.
When I heard his voice last night, the first thought that rushed into my head, what I've been thinking about all these years when you caught me with a look that you said was abstract, fleeting, right? Because the others were so vulgar. But he would play Schubert. He would talk about science, he even quoted Nietzsche to me once.
Nietzsche?
I was horrified at myself, that I'd have so much hatred inside me. It was the only way to fall asleep at night. The only way of going to those cocktail parties where one of those people might, and maybe not the exact same person, but one of those people might be an astronaut, completely get off my rocker and deliver that Tavelli smile as they always tell me to deliver. Well, I'd imagine pushing their heads into a piece of their own shit, or electricity. Or when we would be making love, and I could feel the possibility of an orgasm. The very idea of currents going through my body would remind me. I'd have to fake it. Fake it so you wouldn't know what I was thinking, so you wouldn't think it was your failure. Sure.
My dear.
So when I heard his voice, what I thought was, what I really want is to have him raped. Have someone fuck him, so that for once he'll know just what it feels like. But as I contrary, I thought that this would be something that you'd have to carry out.
Don't go on. Don't go on.
But then I thought it would be difficult for you to collaborate in this sort of scheme. I mean, after all, you do have to have some certain enthusiasm.
Stop, Paulina.
And then I thought, if we couldn't use a broom, you know, a broomstick, yes, a broom. Then I realized, that's not really what I want, something that physical. And you know what conclusion I came to? What I really want? I want him to confess. I want him to sit in front of this cassette recorder and tell me what he did. Not me. Everything to everyone. And let him write it out in his own handwriting. And let him sign it, and I'll keep a copy forever. With all the information, the names, the data, the details. That's what I want.
He confesses and you let him go?
He confesses and I let him go.
And you need nothing more from him?
Nothing more. With Miranda's confession in hand, he'd be safe. You could still be on the commission. Because he wouldn't dare send one of his thugs to harm you. He'd know that if he did that, his confession would be all over the newspaper the next day.
And you expect me to believe you? You expect him to believe that you won't blow his brains out once he's confessed?
I don't see that any of you have an alternative. Look, Gerardo, you have to make this sort of scum afraid. Tell him that when I hit his car early this morning, I was getting ready to kill him. That the only way to dissuade me is for him to confess. That nobody knows where he went last night, that nobody is going to save him. For his own good, I hope you convince him.
I have to convince him?
I'd say it's a lot more pleasurable than having to fuck him.
There's a problem, of course, that you might have thought of, Paulina. What if he has nothing to confess?
Tell him, if he doesn't confess, I kill him.
But what can he confess if he is not guilty?
I'm in no hurry. I can wait months for him to confess.
Paulina, you are not listening to me. The man cannot confess anything if he is innocent.
If he's innocent, well, then he's really screwed.
You're not hungry, Dr. Miranda?
Roberto. My name is Roberto. Please, treat me with whatever familiarity you wish.
I would like to treat you as if you were a client, Dr. Miranda. That will make it a lot easier for me. I think you should eat something.
I'm not hungry.
Let me.
She's mad. You have to excuse me for saying this,
More?
but your wife. Look, she should be receiving some sort of psychiatric therapy for a condition.
To put it brutally, Doctor, you are her therapy.
She's going to kill me.
Unless you confess, she'll kill you.
What can I confess? I have nothing to confess.
Well, you might be aware, Doctor, that the PATH regime used some doctors as consultants during the torture sessions.
The Medical Association gradually learned of these cases and looked into them wherever possible.
She is convinced that you are that doctor of those terrible events. And unless you've got a way of denying it...
How could I deny it? I'd have to change my voice to prove that this is not my voice. And if it's only my voice which damns me, there is no other evidence, Escobar. Nothing that proves
She
anything.
mentioned your skin.
Oh, my skin.
And your smell.
Fantasies of a diseased mind. She could have latched onto any man who came through that door.
Unfortunately, you came through that door.
Look, Gerardo, I'm a quiet man. Anyone can see I'm incapable of violence, violence of any sort. Sickens me. I go to the beach. I collect pebbles, I listen to music.
Schubert?
Yes. I had no reason to be ashamed. And Mozart and Telemann and Bach, and I had the stupid idea of bringing Schubert to the beach yesterday. Oh, but it was much more stupid of me to stop for you, Gerardo. Some lunatic waving his hands in front of this broken down car. It's because of you I'm in this mess. Because I felt sorry for you. It's up to you to get me out. It's your fault.
I know.
Look. My ankles hurt, my hands, back. Could you untie me a little?
I want to be perfectly honest with you. There is only one way to save your life. I think you'll have to indulge her.
Indulge.
Placate her, humor her, make her believe that you are that you are willing to cooperate.
I don't see how I can cooperate, given my rather peculiar position.
Indulge her. Make her believe.
Make her believe that I want.
She has promised me that if you confess, she's ready to let you go.
I have nothing to confess.
Well, I think you'll have to invent something then. Because the only way she'll pardon you...
She has nothing to pardon me for! I've done nothing! I have nothing to confess! Do you understand? Instead of proposing dishonorable solutions to order in your own house.
Roberto, When crazy people have power, you've got to indulge them. And in her case, a confession...
What? Confession?
Well, I don't know what goes on in minds of people when they've been... But I do think I understand a little bit her need. You know, we talked about that yesterday. Like, the whole country has this need to put down in words exactly what happened to us.
What about you?
What about me?
What do you do once this is all over?
At what?
You believe her?
Well, if I thought you were guilty, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Oh, from the start you've been conspiring with her. She plays bad, you play good.
What do you mean by good?
You're playing roles. She's bad, you're good. To see if you can get me to confess that way. And once I've confessed, it's you. No, it's you. You're going to kill me. It's what any real man would do, eh? It's what I would do if you fucked my wife. I'd cut your balls off, eh? So you think I'm the fucking doctor, don't you? Where are you going?
I'm getting my guns and I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out! But first, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna follow your advice and I'm gonna cut your balls up! Cause that's what any real man would do, huh? Any real man! Cause macho man, they fuck women on cuts and they blow people's brains out, huh? Not like me, not like me! Cause I'm a soft yellow faggot! Cause that is die fucking defend the man who screwed my wife! How many times did you screw her? Huh? Fucking fascist! How many times? How many? Oh, Gerardo is gone! An eye for an eye is here! A tooth for a motherfucking tooth is here! Cause that's your fucking philosophy, isn't it?
I was only joking!
But why? Why should I smudge my hands with scum like you when there is someone who would take so much more pleasure in doing it herself? I'll go call her so she can blow your fucking brains out all by herself.
Don't call her! Don't call her!
I am tired of being in the middle of you two. You reach an agreement. You convince her.
I'm scared.
So am I.
What are you going to say to me?
I'm going to tell her the truth, that you are unwilling to cooperate.
No! Look! Tell me what I did! If I were that man, I'd know every sordid detail, but I am not that man, Gerardo! I'm innocent, so tell me! Ask her what happened to her, and then tell me, and then I'll invent based on what she tells me, because if I don't confess, what, she's gonna kill me!
Are you asking me to deceive my wife?
No. I'm asking you to save the life of an innocent man. You do believe I'm innocent, don't you?
You care that much what I believe?
Of course I care what you think. You're the head of the President's investigating commission. She's not. She's some mad woman. She's not the voice of reason. You are.
No, she isn't. Who gives a fuck about what she thinks anyway?
What will you say?
I'll tell her that you need to piss.
Why?
I need to know.
Why?
Paulina, I love you. I need to hear it from your lips first. After all these years, it wouldn't be fair if he was the one who told me. It would be intolerable.
Whereas if I told you, it would be tolerable?
It would be better than if he told me first.
I already told you this, wasn't that enough?
15 years ago, you began to tell me, but
Did you expect me to keep on going with that bitch there? That bitch came walking right out of your bedroom asking me why you were taking so long and you expected me
well,
to...
she wasn't a bitch.
Did she know where I was? Of course she did. A bitch. Fuck a man whose woman isn't exactly able to defend herself.
Paulina, we're not gonna start this all over again.
You were the one who started.
How many times do... I had been searching for you for months. And then she came and she told me she'd help me. And then we had a couple of drinks, and I'm only human.
While I defended your life, while your name stayed inside me and never left her mouth, ask Dr. Miranda if ever so much murmured to
You
her.
forgave me. You forgave me. How many times do we have to go over this again? Let's end this conversation from years ago. Let's close the book once and for all, and never talk about it again. Never.
Forgive and forget, huh?
Forgive, yes. Forget, no. But forgive so we can start over again. Because there is so much to live for.
What do you expect me to do? To tell you what they did in front of her? How many times?
How many times what?
How many times did you fuck her?
Paulina?
How many?
Baby.
How many times? You tell me, I tell you.
Paulina, you want to destroy me? Because if that's what you want, that is exactly what you're going to do. You are about to live in a world where I don't exist, where I'm no longer there. Is that what you want?
I want to know how many times you fucked that bitch.
Don't do this to me.
That wasn't the first night, was it? There were instances before. The truth, Gerardo. How many times?
Twice.
That night. What about before that night?
3 times.
What?
3 times.
Oh, you liked her that much? She was that good, and she must have loved it too. I mean, if she came back for
Paulina,
a while.
are you aware of what you are doing to me?
Irreparable, huh?
We survived the dictatorship. We survived. Are we gonna do to each other what they couldn't do to us? Is that what you want?
No.
You want me to leave? You want me to walk out that door and never come back again? Good God, is that what you want?
No.
Paulina, I'm defenseless. I have no defenses. I am naked in front of you like the day I was born. You want me to leave? You want me to?
I want you. I want you inside me, alive. I want to make love to you in a bed where there's no ghosts. I want you in the shoe bed that I can finally listen to, and I want you in the air that I breathe.
Yes, Yes, Paulina, yes.
And I want us adopting a child, and I want to take care of you moment by moment, like you took care of me that night.
Don't talk about that bitch of a night ever again. If you keep going on and on about that, you'll kill me. Is that what you want?
No.
Are you going to tell me then?
Yes.
Everything?
Everything.
This is the way, you know? This is the way we're going to get through this. You and I. By not hiding things for each other.
That's the way.
I'm going to put on the recorder now. You don't mind, love, if I put it on?
Put it on.
Almost as if you were sitting in front of the commission, right?
I don't know how to start.
Begin with your name.
My maiden name is Paulina Salas. Now I'm married to Gerardo Escobar. And at that time,
Please specify date.
April 6th, 1975. I was single. I was walking down San Antonio Street when...
Please be as precise as you can.
At about 2:15 in the afternoon, and when I reached the corner at Havana Street behind me, I heard 3 men got out of a car. One of them stuck a gun in my back. "One word and we'll blow you away, miss." He spat the words into my head. He had garlic on his breath. I was surprised that I should focus on such an insignificant detail, the lunch he had eaten, begin to think about how he was digesting that food with all the organs that I had been studying in anatomy class. Later on, I'd reproach myself. I would have lots of times to think about it, why I didn't call out. I knew that if that happened, you're supposed to scream, so people can know who is. Call out your name. I'm Paulina Salas. They're kidnapping me. If you don't scream out at that first moment, you're already defeated. And I submitted too easily, obeyed them right away, without even a gesture of defiance. All my life, I've always been too obedient. The doctor wasn't among them. I met Dr. Miranda for the first time 3 days later when... That's when I met Dr. Miranda. At first, I thought he would save me. He was so soft, so nice, after what the others had done to me. And then, all of a sudden, I heard a Schubert quartet. There was no way of describing what it means to hear that wonderful music in the darkness, when you haven't eaten in 3 days, when your body is falling apart, when...
I would put on the music because it helped me in my role. The role of good guy, as they call it. I would put on Schubert because it was a way of gaining the prisoner's trust. But I also knew it was a way of alleviating their suffering. You've got to believe it was a way of alleviating the prisoner's suffering. Not only the music, but everything else I did. That's how they approached me, at first. The prisoners were dying on them, they told me. They needed someone to help care for them, someone they could trust. I've got a brother who was a member of the Secret Services. You can pay the communists back for what they did to Dad, he told me one night. My father had a heart attack the day the peasants took over his land at Las Toltecas. The stroke paralyzed him. He lost his capacity for speech, would spend hours simply looking at me. His eyes said, "Do something." But that's not why I accepted. The real truth. It was for humanitarian reasons. We're at war, I thought. They want to kill me and my family. They want to install a totalitarian dictatorship. But even so, they still have the right to some form of mental attention. It was slowly, almost without realizing how, that I became involved in more delicate operations. They let me sit in on sessions where my role was to determine if the prisoners could take that much torture, that much electric current. At first, I told myself that it was a way of saving people's lives. And I did, because many times I told them, without it being true, simply to help the person who was being tortured. I ordered them to stop, or the prisoner would die. But afterwards, I began to, bit by bit, the virtue I was feeling turned into excitement. The mask of virtue fell off, and the excitement, it hid from me what I was doing. The swamp, what? By the time Paulina Salas was brought in, it was already too late. Too late. Too late. A kind of brutalization took over my life. I began to really, truly like what I was doing. It became a game. My curiosity was partly morbid, partly scientific. How much can this woman take? More than the other one? How's her sex? Does her sex dry up when you put the current through her? Can she have an orgasm under those circumstances? She is entirely in your power. You can carry out all of your fantasies. You can do what you want. Everything they have forbidden you since ever. Whatever your mother urgently whispered you were never to do. You began to dream with all those women. Come on, doctor, they would say to me. You're not going to refuse to bring meat, are you? One of them had sort of told me. His name, they called him Stuff. A nickname, because I never found out his real name. They like it, doctor, Stuff would say to me. All those bitches like it, and if you put on that sweet little music of yours, they'll get even cozier. He would say this in front of the women, in front of Paulina Salas, he would say it. And finally I, but not one ever died on me, not one of the women. Not one of the women. As far as I can remember, I took part in the interrogation of 94 prisoners, including Paulina Salas. It's all I can say. I ask forgiveness.
Forgiveness. And I hope that this confession proves that I feel real repentance, and that just as this country is reaching reconciliation with the people.
Did you write that? Well, just as the country is reaching reconciliation and peace.
So too should I be allowed to live out the rest of my days with my terrible secret. There can be no worse punishment than that which is imposed upon me by my own conscience. I beg you. So, do I sign?
First right there, that this was all done out of your free will, that there was no pressure whatsoever.
That's not true.
You want real pressure, Doctor?
Paulina, it's over.
Almost over, yes.
Isn't it time that we...
Right, we have the agreement. To think that I would spend hours on end like this at dawn, looking at the shapes that the tide would bring in, trying to identify the objects if they would be brought out to the ocean again. And now, no.
Paulina!
I'm glad to see that you're still a man of principle. I thought I'd have to convince you now that you know that this man is guilty. I thought I'd have to convince you not to kill him.
I wouldn't stain my soul with someone like him.
Right. Look at his scar.
You sure I could leave you here alone with him?
You think I'd be old enough?
All right. I'll get his car. You take care of yourself.
You too.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I don't see any reason why you should continue to accompany me.
Don't move, Doctor. There's still a little matter pending. Today is going to be an incredibly beautiful day. You know what will make this day even more perfect? If I kill you. So that I can listen to my Schubert again. And don't have to think about you be listening to him too. Soiling my Schubert, my day, my country. And that's what I want.
Madam, your husband left, trusting that you gave your word.
But when I gave my word, I still had a doubt. A teensy-weensy doubt that you were really that man. Gerardo is right in his way. Proof, hard proof. Because I could have been mistaken. But I knew that if I heard a confession, and now that I have, all my lost stuff vanished. Now that I know that you really are that man, I can live in peace with myself, knowing that I let you live. You have 1 minute to pray, Doctor.
I'm innocent.
You confessed.
The confession is false.
What do you mean it's false?
I made it up. We made it up. Your husband and I.
It seemed quite true to me, painfully familiar as far as I'm concerned.
Your husband told me what to write. Yes, I invented some of it, invented by me, but most of it is from what he got from you, from what you told him would happen to you, and he said it was the only way you wouldn't kill me. And you know you do anything under pressure, you know, of all people. So, I'm innocent, Mrs. Esteban, God in heaven.
Do not invoke God when you're so close to find out if he exists or not. Stud. You mentioned his name several times in your confession. He must have been a tall, muscular man who bit his fingernails, right? He bit his goddamn
I've never met a man like the one you described. The name was given to me by your husband. Everything I've written comes from what your husband told me to write. Ask him. When he gets back, ask him.
I don't have to ask her. I knew that he'd do that. Use my words in your confession. That's just the sort of man he is. Always thinks that he's more intelligent than everyone else, that he has to save someone. But we lied to each other out of love. He deceived me for my own good, and I deceived him for his own good. But I came out on top in this game. I gave him the word bud to see if he corrected. And you did correct it. If you were innocent, then
just ask him, okay? He must have thought that was the name of a man who would do things like that. I don't know. I don't know what your husband was trying
there
to
were other lies.
What lies? What lies?
Small lies, small variations that I inserted into my story to see if you'd correct them. And you corrected all of them. You were too scared that if your confession wasn't right. Well, but that's not why I'm going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you because you're guilty, Doctor. I'm going to kill you because you haven't repented at all. I can only truly forgive someone if they repent. If they stand out amongst those that have wronged and say, I did it, and I'll never do it again.
You have more than all the victims in this country. What wrong do you?
The truth, Doctor. The truth, and I'll let you go. Repent, and I'll let you go. You have 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Time is running out. 7. Say it.
No. I won't. Because even if I repent, you'll never be satisfied. So go ahead. Kill him. I won't let any sick woman treat me like this. So go ahead, do it if you want. Do it knowing I'm an innocent man.
8.
Look, someone did something terrible to you all those years ago. Now you're doing something terrible to me. And now, what, 15 years from now, my children will be looking for you. And it goes on, Paulina, it goes on. Isn't it time to stop?
9.
Stop, you know.
And why is it always us? Why am I always the one who has to sacrifice? Why are we always the one who have to make concessions when something has to be conceded? Why am I always the one who has to bite her tongue? Why? But not this time. This time I'm going to think about what I want, what I need. To do justice in one case, just one case. What do we lose? What do we lose by killing one of them? What do we lose? What do we lose? 10.